What's up guys, my name's Dychronic, here in this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the Destiny 2 weekly update for October 30th, 2018. A lot of things have updated today, so if you do not know, there's a big list on TWAB, there's probably some patch notes, there's probably a whole bunch of places. There's a lot of changes on the 30th, including more exotic chances for things you don't have, which is my favorite part, as well as a whole bunch of other things. So check out the patch notes. I'm probably going to be putting them on screen right now, but go check them out if I don't have every single one of them. However, today there's actually something special. When you log into Destiny 2, I believe I've done like my Haunted Forest on every character, so the Lost Cryptart quest is definitely new. So I went over to Amanda to start off this weekly before I get into the regular weekly stuff, so I just wanted to see what was going on with it. I'm not going to do a mission to show you everything about it, but I wanted to be able to just show you that, hey, it's here and what's going on. So right when you do talk to her, she definitely has the same inventory. She gives you a journal of the Cryptart, which is a quest step, which is something, new symbols that we haven't had in a long time. She still has her standard stuff and all of the things that you'd want out of here, and of course you can get all your masks and whatnot if you haven't already. I get it. Okay, so apparently what you have to do is decrypt legendary and exotic engrams, and that will be able to add to this list of pages. So I assume you have to decrypt exotic and legendary prime engrams. Maybe that also includes the ones from Hawthorne or the ones on the ground, but I don't think so. Probably just the ones you decrypt, and that will add to the number of pages that you get. And I assume this is because, again, the fact that there are going to be new exotics and stuff that make it so you have a higher chance of getting the exotics you don't have. Maybe that's what they're encouraging you to do, is go out there and go get some, and hopefully that'll upgrade this thing. If that's not how you do it, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to pin that in the comments at the top. Oh, that is just infuriating. Oh god, somebody put me in a Crucible match right now. Oh! Right, let's go ahead and get into the normal reset for everybody, starting off with the Nightfalls. You have three choices this week called the Corrupted, the Arms Dealer, and the Hollowed Lair. Corrupted is actually the only new one this week from last week that replaced Inside Terminus. It's going to be the one that has the Pulse Rifle at the end, the 540 Pulse Rifle called Horror's Lease. Now, what makes this one special is it just has a crazy amount of range boost, I think, to it. I've gotten one, curated one myself, I've just kind of forgotten what it is. Arms Dealer is going to be the exotic Sparrow known as Tilt Fuse, probably the easiest Nightfall to complete this week, and Hollowed Lair drops Mindbender's Ambition, something people have been farming for quite a while. The shotgun that is very similar to the Dustrock Blues, and the fact that it's a very consistent, very long-range shotgun in PvP. So again, you have a third chance in a row to get Hollowed Lair, Mindbender's Ambition, if you still don't have it. I would say probably the highest scoring Nightfall is going to be Hollowed Lair. The easiest to complete is going to be Arms Dealer. The Heroic Modifier for Vanguard Strikes, Heroic Story Missions, and Heroic Adventures are going to be solo this week. So if you're out there trying to go do some of those, you can depend on the fact that you can use your Whisper as much as you want. As for the Crucible game mode this week, it is Breakthrough, somewhat of an experimental mode that they released, I think, a couple of weeks ago. It's basically somewhat of a tug of war. Somebody captures a middle capture point, and then you capture the opposing zone's capture point on their side of the field. Overall, not a very popular mode, but there is, again, a lot of triumphs that relate to different modes, so you better go out there and get some of these while they're available. I also wanted to mention that Gambit is currently in a 2x Infamy week right now that goes until Friday, and at Friday becomes a 3x Infamy all the way to the following Tuesday. So make sure you go out there and actually play some. Me, myself, I'm actually really close to my 15,000 and actually resetting, so I'm going to be getting in and doing some of those. And on top of that, since the update of the 30th, you have a higher chance of seeing that evil meatball, even though it's not the strongest curse week right now. So make sure you go out there, get your malfeasance before it's too late, because hot damn, finally I want to get that damn meatball. As for the Flashpoint this week, it will be on Nessus, so make sure you go over to Nessus, visit this person, do Lost Sectors, Public Events, and Heroic Adventures to complete the Flashpoint on Nessus. As for Escalation Protocol this week, it will be the shotgun. So if you're looking for probably the best secondary in the game, actually it was my #1 secondary in the game, for PvE, the shotgun, the Akelo shotgun, is dropping this week, so go out there and go get it. It is really not as hard as you think. Literally, you can join some random people doing it, and you can complete it these days, especially with the power advantages. You have a much higher chance of getting it. You'd be very surprised how often you would complete it. And next week, if you were wondering, it will probably be the SMG, if I remember correctly. I believe it's shotgun, SMG, sniper, all three. But if I'm wrong in that, just switch sniper with SMG. As for the Prestige Leviathan modifiers this week, it will be Armsmaster of Auto, and Anything. As for the other modifier, it will be Arsenal, so we'll be moving back and forth between a bunch of different weapons. As for the Curse week this week, it is at a growing curse, so that is the second phase of the 3-phase curse. The reason you can tell is because the Petra woman is over here on the left. She starts in the Strand, she goes over the Mist, and then she goes to Rhea Silvia when it's at its strongest, and then she just keeps rotating back and forth along these. If you want to tell yourself, that's how you do it. This week I decided to go over to Spider, then instead of just reminding you of the fact that there is a powerful reward for you guys today, because of the fact that he now offers 6 bounties that give you Enhancement Cores. These used to be called Masterwork Cores, but are now Enhancement Cores. So these 6 bounties will now offer you Enhancement Cores. I do not know how many. It might be 1, it might be 3, it might be a variance every time you get it, but the more expensive side, not the top side, these ones do not count for Enhancement Cores. These more expensive sides give you Enhancement Core. It said they were gonna remove the time it takes to get certain inventory items. I assume it's this where they can just spam the hell out of it now, but maybe that's good, I don't know. Moving on to Eververse Supply, she has a couple of things for the final week of the Halloween event. If you have not gotten what you needed to get, this is the last chances of getting it this week, so make sure you get your ephemeral engrams this week. Get as many as you can to get as many drops as possible. We have a bunch of really cool things, including the heroic guitarist playing a guitar, Ariel Shroud, a very Destiny 1-like ship, Crota-ish, with a bunch of purple little flag and drapery over it, a bunch of other things, including the Ghost, the 9 life shell, the thing that has people have been looking for. It looks like a kitty cat. If you have not gotten it yet, you can purchase it directly from her. Other than that, you've got your head and chest for the different classes if you were still looking for those, and of course you have the chicken, the kernel mask again if you wanted to get it, and the shaders pack again, which will just be a random assortment of shaders that also include the new shaders. As for the bundles, it does not seem like there's any new bundles. If you've been paying attention the last few weeks, it's the same bundles as before. This bundle, I've actually seen a lot of people have been using this emo. This emo is hilarious. Your head doesn't move and you do this little I don't know what it is about it, but I really, really love it, and I'm tempted to buy it, but I can't. I shouldn't. It's really, really funny. Moving on to the rest of our inventory, lots of cool little things. New exotic Sparrows, if you haven't had one. It's very nice to have a 160 Sparrow, especially the new exotics in Forsaken have the R2 to release the stabilizers and roll, and I love doing spinny flips and kicks in the air, so make sure you get some. Other than that, there's a pretty standard supply of everything. You've got the boots for the class item for the Dragon Regalia if you wanted to get some of those, which will be the special Eververse set. As far as the things over here, you've got the, what is it, Chaperone? Yeah, Chaperone. You've got main ingredient, you've got some transmit effects, some colors and whatnot. Nothing really too amazing in my opinion. And then finally, make sure you pick up your Rise to the Challenge. Complete a challenge this week to get your Prismatic Facet so that you can get more of those little Prismatic Matrix items. And the very last thing, ignore the thing on the right, I just purchased thing. The very last thing, again, you still have an opportunity to buy Whispers of the Worm bundles. I do not know how long these will be here. They've been here for like a few months. I don't know how long they will be there. So let's go ahead and go into the Prismatic Matrix and see that I have literally everything on the list. So there's nothing that I could be interested in here. So something to mention, if you do have every item here, you can still use the Matrix and it will still guarantee you something that you do not have, which is my favorite part about this, is because if you play as much as I do, you're gonna find the point where this list is not exhaustive enough and you still want something you don't have. So if you know that the things that you don't have are most likely exotic, which is the most likely thing to happen, this is a great way to pull all the exotics out of the hat. So just going through the exotics this week, we've got the Sparrow, we've got the Cold Heart Ornament, we've got the Crimson Ornament, and a couple of other things if you are interested in wondering what they were. I think this is the Bad Omen? Yeah, the Bad Omen rocket launcher. Before I moved on, I just wanted to try something out in my Postmaster. I did have a legendary engram. I don't think this is going to count towards... Oh, apparently it does count. Okay, so Cryptarch journal page. Literally, it seems any engram that's legendary that you pick up off the ground should count, because this was just a random legendary that was on the ground. If it's not, this may be a glitch way to do it. You might want to not pick them up if it doesn't do that, and just have them go to your Postmaster because it works from the Postmaster. Very quickly, I just wanted to stop in with the Dwifter to see if he... I wanted to stop in with the Dwifter to see if he had anything special, anything different because of the Infamy weekend, but he doesn't seem to have anything different. The Dwifter! The Dwifter! Oh, he's adorable. His name is the Dwifter. They call me the Dwifter. You know why they call me the Dwifter? Because I have a speech impediment and it sounds funny and cute. I'm the Dwifter. Moving on to the Ornament. Oh, what am I doing? Moving on to Benedict's inventory. Got a bunch of interesting things here today, including the rocket launcher. We've got the regular Leviathan chest and class item. We've got the Spires of Star legs and Eater of Worlds arms and helmet. And lastly, we do have the rocket launcher. It used to be one of the better rocket launchers in the game because of cluster bombs, auto-loading holsters, also pretty nice, and it's a high impact frame. Overall, huge blast radius as well. Overall, still a very decent rocket launcher. I just feel like rocket launchers right now are just not powerful enough to compare to things like the Whisper and the Sleeper and Linears and pretty much anything. I think grenade launchers are more powerful than rocket launchers these days. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is one of the better ones if you're still looking for a rocket launcher, and with a decent handling, it works well in PvP as well. A Dwifter. I'm still going on about that Dwifter, man. I bet the Dwifter. If he played in a movie, he would be in the Fast and Furious because he likes to drift. Ah!
Hey, how's the plan going?
Oh, that was terrible. I liked it. No, I liked it. Moving on to the clan bounties, the dailies. We got a couple of interesting dailies. We got 4 dailies. It used to be 3. As far as the weeklies, it has changed from Escalation Protocol. But it will be more focused with Gambit matches. Awesome. And of course, there's that Gambit match from last week that I already have. As far as the raid one, it will be Fight Forever. Repeat of last time will be the Morgoth fight. Basically, you just don't kill any ogres during that whole fight, except for obviously the boss, and you should be able to get this pretty easy peasy. Again, not a terribly difficult challenge. What I got here? What's going on here? I just want to make people jealous. You know, I have 600 engrams sitting in here in my little clan engram. Nah, it's nothing. You know, I get these all the time. You know, all right, just gonna leave that there to make people. Yeah, I don't need it. Shit. Anyways, that's the video for guys today. That is the weekly reset. Let me know if you have any questions on the devs. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Obviously, I'm here to answer your questions in the comments down below. I've been a bit late on my comments. Haven't been able to get around to them, but I will be trying to get through them today after this video and whatnot. But yeah, that's the video for guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name has been Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye! Tokyo Drift starring the Drifter!